Billionaire Larry Ellison drops a massive bombshell about Tesla's future of epic proportions. Not exaggerating, not clickbaiting. Trust me, you want to see this. So first of all, let's watch the clip.
Our next generation police car is coming out very soon. It's my favorite police car. It's my favorite car, actually. It's Elon's favorite car. It's incredible. I know too much about it. Some of it's still to be disclosed. And coming soon, and very soon, in the next 12 months, complete self-driving cars from Tesla.
So as we just heard, Larry Ellison is talking about two things. One is actually very, very cool visually, which is the Cybertruck police car. And that's all nice and dandy. I absolutely love that idea because I think it also shows more on the fleet side of things. I mean, Tesla makes cars that makes the total perfect sense for fleets because of the cheap maintenance, because of the operational efficiency, because of the speed, because of the technology, because of the cameras, etc., etc., etc. I don't think it ends with police cars, but that's one thing I want to put to the side right now because I think the other thing he mentioned is probably 200x bigger. He said that autonomous driving, full autonomous driving, is coming next year. And that's a massive statement from a guy who's not only worth $150 billion, not a guy who has 12% of his $150 billion invested in Tesla. Not just a guy who came in 2018 when the company was in dog shit and helped Elon steer the ship in the right direction, becoming Elon's confidant. Not only a guy who has built Oracle from the ground up, we're talking about a dude who is deeply involved in the process and in the development of this whole project, not as an engineer, obviously, but from the top. This isn't some dude who's making videos on YouTube talking about it. This is the real deal. So as much as I would love to talk about myself here, this isn't what you came for. Let's talk about what this guy just said, because he is him. He literally should have a shirt that says him. And Elon as well, him. Hymns and hymns. So let's talk about what he just said. We're talking about a business that is coming way faster to your neighborhood than you initially thought. Full self-driving, autonomous driving, is going to be an 80% gross margin business. And that's a fact. It's a software as a service, SaaS. 80% gross margin, total scalability, and the ability of whoever wins this battle to dominate an entire industry. The winner of autonomous driving is going to have a quasi-monopolistic power over the entire market. They get to decide the rules, the regulation, who gets it, who doesn't get it, how much money they pay. Everything is going to be quasi-monopolistic. Obviously, we're going to have some FTC issues with antitrust, for sure. But that's what you call rich man problems. When your problem is that you're too much of a monopoly, I'll take that over not having the market. Look, right now, this battleground that Larry Ellison is talking about is pretty much over. The game is over. It's done. It's very, very clear who wins it. Now, I wasn't sure about the timing. When Larry Ellison says next year, with his cachet, with his reputation, he wouldn't say this unless he was absolutely 100% dog certain. Now, I just made up dog certain. I hope it catches, but if it doesn't, it is what it is. So when Larry Ellison says the timing is next year, it's way ahead of the projections of Wall Street. Make no mistakes about it. Now, the fact of the matter is that not only Tesla is currently way ahead of everybody else. We spoke about the fact that BYD, probably the only candidate to compete with Tesla on scale, is basically pulling their hands from this project. They're saying we're not chasing autonomous driving at all. It's a waste of money. Not to mention the fact that GM, that has the most amount of miles except Tesla, with 34 million miles, only has highway miles because they don't do city miles at all. Not to mention the fact that NVIDIA builds a platform that really has very little experience in real life. I mean, we have Pony AI with, 8 million miles. Waymo is very, very tiny. It's very rudimentary. It's based on maps in a specific geography. Nobody has anything that comes close to this. There's only second player you can think of in this industry is probably Intel's subsidiary Mobileye that had a beef with Elon back in 2015 where Elon said two things they didn't agree on. Number one, that LiDAR is absolutely redundant. And number two, that there will be autonomous, fully autonomous level 5 driving. These two things were the heart of the disagreement between Elon Musk and Mobileye in 2015. This is why they broke apart. And now in 2023, it's clear that Elon was right. We don't use LiDAR as human beings to drive in the dark. We don't need LiDAR to drive in the rain. So if we don't need it, it's not a problem that needs to be solved. It's a software issue. And now it seems he's close to figuring it out. So we're talking about an 80% gross margin business, a market that's estimated between $3 and $12 trillion. Let's pick it in the middle at 7. And we have a clear leader, which is Tesla, by a country mile. And Tesla is running 10 times faster than the rest at 1 million miles per day. So just a simple math here of adding all this stuff up, if it is coming next year, so much ahead of schedule, we don't even know who's going to be number 2 in this market, not that it matters. The police cars, it's a very nice visual, but this is absolutely insane. $1 trillion of profit doesn't sound too crazy to me with an 80% gross margin and total domination of a $6 to $7 trillion market. Not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I am saying that this is not priced in currently to the share price. And I'm sure Larry Ellison is all giddy about it. Same as Elon, same as myself, same as every smart Tesla investor that understands this. Now, here's the crazy part. While this was happening, and while we're about to talk about the second thing we saw yesterday, which was the Optimus insane demo, we also got this clip from Falcon 9 landing. I mean, how can you get so angry at a guy that does this, this, and this? I mean, this is what the dude does for humanity. Sure, he makes some money on it, and you're still pissed at him for reinventing the way we space travel, the way we drive, the way we consume energy, and actually inventing a humanoid robot that can do this. Now let's watch the clip for a second, and let's talk about the potential of this business, because this one, if you think that the autonomous driving is a big business, wait until we start talking about Optimus. So what you saw here, and of course there will be cynics that will say, well, look, Tom, this is just a simple robot that does this. And look at Boston Dynamics. They have a robot that can jump over buildings. It's a different capacity. We're talking about a robot that can do this on its own. No code, no nothing, not pre-programmed. This is a robot that was trained by videos and have developed the capability to do what you see on screen right now. Completely end-to-end neural nets. Not pre-programmed like the Boston Dynamics one. This is the real deal. This is as close to a human we've ever seen a robot come. And don't lecture me about Boston Dynamics. Now, of course, there will be people that will claim that Tesla is lying. Get a glass of cold water, sit down, relax, everything will be okay. But no, they're not lying. They will be saying that they're not impressed by this presentation. It's too simple. They don't get it. They don't get how insane this is. We're literally in the eye of the storm right now. We are currently in the midst of the Industrial Revolution 2.0, as it's happening right now, right in front of our eyes, and people are skeptic. So be it. Now, if we thought that police cars are not priced in, if we thought that full self-driving autonomy isn't priced in, this thing is absolutely not priced in. And this thing is actually even bigger than everything Tesla will ever do. Because this thing, unlike energy, unlike the self-driving, this is AGI. This is the next industrial revolution. Whoever solves this, not only is going to sell bots and robots and hardware, they're going to sell the software. And again, we can talk about the 80% gross margin, which is impressive, but it's not the most important thing here. We're talking about the fact here that Tesla not only is leading the autonomous driving race, they're literally leading the AGI race and its implementations with this Tesla bot, and nobody's talking about it. If you think that $1 trillion a year of profit is impressive after talking about autonomous, I mean, I don't even know how to quantify this. This is on a whole new stratosphere of profitability. People continue to argue this nonsense when we talk about, oh, Tesla is going to 30x, is going to 50x from here. And they quote these metrics of, oh, Tom, this means Tesla is going to be 1/3 of the global GDP. Mother lover, global GDP isn't static. It keeps rising every single year, and the speed at which it keeps rising is equivalent to the speed at which adoption of new technology happens. It took the world half a decade to adopt telephones. It took them what? 5 to 7 years to adopt smartphones? How fast do you think people will adopt autonomous driving? How fast they'll adopt Tesla bots, Optimus? We're not even talking about the B2B implementations of this. Factory workers. I mean, this is insane stuff. So don't lecture me about GDP. And GDP in 2035 isn't going to be the GDP in 2023. So, learn some history. Now, look, will Tesla 50x from here? In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, if you're buying Tesla right now, and again, this isn't financial advice, do your own research, might be the ramblings of a madman, might be wrong, might be inaccurate, In my personal opinion, there's 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and the success of Tesla. The only question is if you have the patience or not, because this thing may take 10 years, and that's okay with me, but for some people, that's not okay. At the end of the day, my personal opinion is that if Tesla is currently being sold at $250 a pop, you're literally buying the auto business, which already Tesla absolutely annihilated the rest of the competition. And now they're getting help from the UAW finishing off whatever left of the big 3. So Tesla is already the best auto manufacturer in the world. Best margins, best scalability, they're ramping up the fastest, etc. So Tesla have already owned, in case you haven't noticed, and they will be the biggest, baddest auto manufacturer in the world. So at $250, you're buying that. At $250, you're getting for free Optimus. You're getting for free AGI. You're getting for free energy. You're getting for free autonomous driving. If it's coming next year, you're getting it for free now with the forward-facing forces of the market. Now look, if you want to talk more about Tesla with people that actually get it, instead of trolls on the internet, with a community that actually understands this, engineers, developers, software guys, people who work in this industry, join us. We have a special group on Patreon called The Academy, in which we talk about Tesla, we talk about other companies. We discuss this in depth, not this shallow shit you see on the internet. Join us. Try it out for 30 days for free. We have an incredible Discord community that you should take a part of. 5,000 members. The best of the press. The best of the press. The best of the best. The creme de la creme. Check it out for 30 days for risk-free. If you don't like it for any reason, money back right away. Although I got to be honest with you, very few people have asked for refunds. And I can show the stats, but like 99% of people don't ask for it because it's freaking amazing. Try it out. See for yourself. I'll see you in the next video.